What's up, YouTube? Now, you see the title of this video, and you see the image that I have on the screen. Now, I just find it funny, before I even get into this video, I just find it funny, man, the censorship of YouTube. I just got done, I did a video about the Pope opening 5 portals. He plans to open 5 portals on Christmas Eve, right? And I did a video on that, and YouTube wouldn't let me upload it. I don't know why. Maybe I said too much information that they want to keep hidden. But I tried to make a video on it, and it wasn't eligible for upload. I guess I said something, against the terms of service, which would, I guess, just be truth, because that's what's against the terms of service is truth nowadays. But that's besides the point, right? I might try to make another video and upload it again. We'll see, right? About the Pope with the portals, because that's some deep shit. But that's neither here nor there. I just wanted to address the censorship of YouTube, right? Just yeah. But the main focus of this video needs to be addressed. That's more important. And that's this Malika Andrews situation, man. What's going on with Malika Andrews and the whole, I guess you could say the whole little debacle with her that's been going on for the longest now, right? And I never really even made a video on Malika Andrews and the whole thing with her, but with the recent resurgence of just more stuff surrounding her, I just felt the need to finally address this situation, because I know exactly what this is all about when it comes to Malika Andrews, right? And I'm going to break it down in this video. Like I said, you see the title. I'm going to break down her mentality, her psychology, and all that, and why, you see what's going on with her, why you see the, things you're seeing with her, right? And her behavior, how she's moving. So, very recently she had an interview with DeMar DeRozan, who is, NBA player, right? Who played for Toronto, right? And DeMar DeRozan, he had Malika Andrews on the interview, and they were talking about a lot of crap, right? Just having a discussion about her and how she's viewed and whatnot, and just all the things surrounding her, right? And they got to the conversation about how she's gotten so much pushback and so much hate and whatnot from people, and she addressed the whole thing of her, people having in my opinion, the obvious claim based on her actions that she has a hatred of black men, right? So she addressed that and saying, what people say about me is hurtful and unfair and all this, and it's not true about me, having hate against black men, whatnot. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but that's the gist of what she said, right? DeMar DeRozan's goofy ass is just sitting across from her, shaking his head like a dumbass, right? I'm gonna address DeMar DeRozan and when it comes to people like him in these scenarios as well. But I find it hilarious how she sat up there and trying to say all the things people are saying is incorrect and it's not true and whatnot, and all the backlash she's getting is unfair. But what's actually unfair? Let me tell y'all what's unfair. What's unfair is an individual sitting up on a platform, and every chance they get to demean a black man's image unwarranted, they sitting up there and taking an opportunity to do it. What's unfair is the coverage when it comes to Malika Andrews, and her difference in coverage between black men and white men. That's what's unfair. What's unfair is bringing up a black man's record in something that he was alleged to have done and was actually acquitted for. And proven, and it was shown that he didn't do what it was said he did. But yet, an individual still brings that up when they're getting, talked about in the media, and bringing up someone's criminal record and things that happened, when they're getting drafted, right? That's what's unfair. What's unfair is a man getting appointed as a head coach and somebody sitting up on a outlet bringing up him drinking underage when he was in college and things that he did when he was still basically a kid. Like, let's be real. So he's still like a kid, and just growing up, a college kid, man. He's doing his thing, just having fun, whatever. College kids, they're doing dumb stuff, and he drunk underage. I mean, hey man, he's a kid, right? What's unfair is to bring that up, and now he's a grown man who's matured, and he's becoming the coach of a team, and you just can't help yourself but to bring that up. That's what's unfair. It's funny how people want to sit up and play victim when they bring shit on themselves. And this is what it's funny, my last video, I addressed this very thing with Nick Fuentes. People like to play victim when they do shit, and then are surprised when people are calling them out, or are surprised when things is happening to them, but they brought it upon themselves, you see? So that's what's unfair, right? All the things I just mentioned. What's unfair is somebody sitting up and criticizing a man for having an affair with somebody that was consensual, and criticizing that affair in the workplace and whatnot, but that same individual ends up marrying a man that's in the workplace that she works with. That's what's unfair, right? That's what's unfair. You see, and I'm gonna get on that, right? I'm gonna get on the whole her marrying such and such, who she's married to, because this all goes together, right? Now, I just detailed everything that's unfair. Everything I detailed are things that Malika Andrews did, and this is why she's getting the backlash she's getting, and the bias that she has in her reporting on black men compared to white men. Because when white men had criminal records or things that they did that was alleged, and she reported on it, she didn't address when she reported on them. She didn't address their scandals. She didn't address the things that they did. She completely omitted those things. She didn't talk about J.J. Redick and how he had accusations of calling a black woman the N-word when he was at Duke. She didn't talk about that when he was becoming, the coach of the Lakers, right? She didn't want to address that. She didn't even want to address Josh Giddey. When the Josh Giddey situation was going on, it took her forever to address Josh Giddey. And then when she finally did address it, which she was probably forced to, then she was looking sick. She was looking like her body was ready to shut down, my nigga. She was looking like she just got back from having a seizure and was in critical condition and just came out and reported, bruh. What this image you seeing on the screen is a clip, bro. It's a still image of how she was looking when she was reporting on Josh Giddey. That's how she was looking. Look at that picture, man. She looks sick, bro. She looks like she's struggling. And that's because, and I'm going to really get into what this really is with her and why she does the things she does when it comes to her obvious hatred of black men. I'm going to get into it now. We're going to segue into it, right? Because the reason she was looking like that when she had to report on Josh Giddey is because the white man is God to her. And see, this is what a lot of people not really addressing or delving into. But I'm about to delve into psychology, because this is what's going on with someone like a Malika Andrews. Is the reason she didn't want to touch on Josh Giddey or touch on anything when it comes to white players is because Malika Andrews is a ghetto gagger. She is a Brad worshiping ghetto gagger. And people like Malika Andrews have a hatred of black men for many reasons, right? Now, I mentioned earlier in the video how she married a man who she worked with, but was, criticizing Udoka for, having an affair with somebody and messing with someone in the workplace. Mind you, it was consensual, but she was criticizing that, but she turns around and is dealing with someone in the workplace and marries them. So you see the hypocrisy even with her own actions, right? And how she was going in on Stephen A. Smith for how he was looking at the situation. Because how dare you sit up here and try to, look at things when it comes to a black man from the angle of him being innocent. How dare you? See, that's where Stephen A. Smith went wrong. He wasn't bashing the black man enough for Malika Andrews, and she crashed out. As y'all saw, if y'all didn't see, she called in to the ESPN, with Stephen A. Smith going off on him like, nah, she like, how dare you not go in on the black man? How dare you not demean the black man? She crashed out. So, but back to what I was saying when it comes to who she married, because it's not a coincidence that Malika Andrews obviously has all of this vitriol and hate for black men, but we look at who she's with, and she's married to a white man. Now, this is important, because it's not a coincidence that her having this obvious hatred of black men and bias against black men, but not having the same reporting on white men, and then you look at who she's with, and she's with a white man. And see, this is what this is, right? Like I said, she is a Brad-worshipping ghetto gagger. And one of the tenets of a Brad-worshipping ghetto gagger is to never highlight anything white men do wrong. A white man could go blow up an orphanage, and Malika Andrews will make excuses for that white man. She's one of those types. She's one of them. She's one of those types. And a lot of these, Brad-worshipping ghetto gaggers that really only date white, I guarantee y'all, if someone were to look into Malika Andrews' dating history, you will probably see that she has only dated white men. And that is also important to highlight, because there is a reason for that. A lot of times when you see these individuals that only date white men, and this is actually exclusive to those who only date white men. You'll never see this in any other type of individual who, like, let's say someone who only dates black men, or someone who only dates Hispanic men, or someone who only dates Asian men, whatever, right? You won't see what I'm about to describe when it comes to those who only date white men. You won't really see this behavior I'm about to describe in those who probably like only date another race of men, right? Exclusively. This behavior I'm about to describe is only exclusive in those who only date white men. And there's a reason for that, and I'll probably make a separate video on that, because it's a very deep psychology behind it. But you'll notice when you see individuals who only date white men, what you'll find out a lot of times, and it doesn't even matter the race. It could be a white woman even, or another woman of another race, Hispanic woman, anything, right? It doesn't matter. When you see a woman, and in this case, Malika Andrews, which is a so-called black woman, but she's mixed, right? But when you see a woman like that who only dates white men, a lot of times what goes in conjunction with that is a hatred of the black man in conjunction. And there's a reason for that. Like I said, that's a deeper psychology behind it. I'll have to make a separate video on that, explaining it, because I don't want to derail too much. But normally when you see those types, you will notice, if you pay attention, they will always have something negative to say about the black man in one way, shape, or form. You will see they obviously have a disdain for the black man, a hatred, a deep-seated hatred of the black man. You will notice that. If you pay attention, it doesn't matter in what way. You can go back and you might find a tweet on their Twitter or some social media where they say something negative about the black man. There's somewhere where it's some type of negativity that they have had towards the black man. You will notice it. I guarantee you 99.9% of the time you will find this to be the case. And there, like I said, the reason for that I can address in another video. But you will see that behavior in these types. So I would not be surprised if you go into Malika Andrews' dating history and you saw that she has only dated white men. It wouldn't be a surprise, because it just lines up with that psychology that people of her ilk have, right? She clearly has a hatred of the black man. She clearly has a disdain for the black man, and it's evident in how she reports on black men compared to white men, and it's evident in even likely her quote-unquote dating preferences, right? And it shows. All of it adds up. This is the easiest math question ever. It's not hard to see. And it is because of that reason that she's getting all the vitriol she's got. Dude, I've literally seen even like NBA channels where it's like white dudes that run it. And I literally have even seen them like, bro, like, dude, like, that, you know, they're looking at the Malika Andrews situation. They're talking about it. I saw some white dude who was like listening to her, and she brought up a black dude's like past history and all this. And even the white dude that was in charge of the channel, he even reacted, you know what I'm saying, for the first time. And he was like, bruh, like, what is this? Even the white dude was like, bro, like, what's up with her and always like trying to demean the black man? Like, even the white dude had to, even he acknowledged the shit. So like, no one's crazy here, man. No one is just making stuff up. And you know, no, everybody sees this, man. Everyone sees it. Everyone acknowledges it. It's clear as day. Everybody is highlighting her obvious disdain for black men. And it's just crazy to me how you'll have somebody like a Stephen A. Smith even jump out the window crashing out. And I saw him on an interview or something, you know, trying to like be like, yeah, you know, you got a lot of people who have a problem with Malika Andrews, and oh, she's just reporting this. And I'm like, my nigga, bro, like, you ain't gotta do all that, bro. Like, did they pay you to come out here and like defend this, bro? Like, nigga, you look goofy, bro. And see, this is why Stephen A. Smith, man, I got a lot of problems with him sometimes, because he just be on this like, just like, he be doing the most, man, to get them butter biscuits sometimes, bro. And it's like, dude, there comes a time where like your dignity has to like override this stuff, man. I mean, it's clear as day she got a disdain for black men, dog. She came on your motherfucking show and was like really like going in on you because of how you was reporting on the, you know, Udoka situation, bro. And it's like, dude, she didn't have none of this smoke for none of no white dudes, bro. So it's like, you need to really sit down and reevaluate how you looking at things, man. Like I said, I don't know if they paid him or what, but like, dude, don't sit up here and try to like, you know, go in on other dudes for criticizing her when we all seeing how she moving out here, man. It's like, dude, you look goofy. But yeah, man, the whole Malika Andrews situation, man, she brought all of this stuff on herself. It's clear she has a hate of black men. It's evident in how she reports on them. Even who she married, that plays a role, because it's not a coincidence that she's married to a white man, and you see how she obviously has a hate of black men. Those things all connect, right? But, you know, that's all I really got to say for this video. Once again, I find it funny YouTube censorship wouldn't let me upload the video about the portals, right? But it's cool, right? I might have to end up making another video on that, man, because it's just like, it just shows, man, they trying to censor the truth. But when it comes to Malika Andrews, you know, these types are very, very not hard to, these types are very you know, goofy. They really just, they can't help themselves but show their hatred of black men, because it's really a demonic thing as well. It's some spiritual shit behind it. And these people, they need help, man. They really need help. They just clowns, bro. But that's all I got to say for this video, man. I'm out.